Hello everyone, welcome again to our YouTube channel IELTS by Neil. Today in this video we will learn about IELTS reading section time management problem. Most of the students they find it really difficult to manage their time while doing the reading section because in reading section you have like 60 minutes and you have to do 40 questions. So technically you don't even have 1.5 minutes, for each question. You got even less than this. All right. Now, what are some major issues in managing time? Okay, so we're going to discuss in this video, and also we will find out, or we will look at some ways how we can solve this time management. So let's begin with why students fails to manage time. So first of all, if we answer this one, why students fail to manage time. Now there may be 3 points that I have highlighted, which are not paying attention to the time since the beginning. It means that you have not paid attention about the time in the first two sections, and all of a sudden, when you have left with only 10 minutes or 15 minutes for the third section, then you start worrying about the time. So this is not a good practice. So from the very beginning, you have to be spot on. You have to be careful. You have to be, very much attentive about the time. Okay, so that you can give equal time, or you can divide your time according to your speed and needs. Okay, for all the three sections, right? So time management has to be done from the beginning only. Now next one is spending too much time on a particular question. Okay, this is very common. If a person is doing a question, okay, and if that person is not able to find the answer in like 1 or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, okay, so do not waste any more time on that. Move on to the next one. It's not worth it to waste 5 minutes or 4 minutes on just one question, because you only have 60 minutes for 40 questions. So you have to understand you cannot afford to wait for more than 3 minutes on any question at any cost. Okay, so if you think that the one question is taking too much time, or you're not able to find the information, okay, do not panic, just move on to the next one. Okay, so don't waste too much time on just one question. Next one is getting stressed out or nervous or losing focus. Okay, so this is the result of the point number two, which is when you spend too much time on one question, or when you don't get the answer, when you don't find the information from the paragraph, we all stress out, we all get nervous, we all lose focus. So in this case, you have to stay calm. It's very important for us, okay, to stay calm so that we don't lose our focus and we don't become nervous. Because if you lose focus, you become nervous, there are really high chances that you will do a lot of mistakes. Okay, so you have to be very, very careful. You have to be mentally strong. You have to stay calm. Even if you don't get the answer, just all right, just move on to the next one. You might get the next answer. Okay, fourth point is applying same techniques for all type of questions. Now, as you know, in the reading section there are many types of questions. For example, sentence completion, multiple choice questions, true false not given, matching the headings. Okay, paragraph contains the information. So there are many types of questions, and you have to apply different techniques to different questions, because not all the type of questions are done with just same technique. It's just not possible, right? So we have to be very, very sure that we are following this correct technique or correct strategy for a particular type of questions. Okay, so don't apply just the same strategy for all questions. It's not a good practice. Okay, moving to the last point, not doing enough practice. That's of course always the case. Okay, if you do not do enough practice, or if you don't try a lot of questions before the exam, of course you are going to struggle. You will face difficult questions, you will face nervousness, you will face the stress level. Okay, so you have to practice a lot before you even book your exam. So these are the 5 things that which I think, because of which students are not able to manage their time. Now let us see that how we can solve these problems. So let's start with the first one, which is we can keep track of your time from the beginning. Okay, means when we start the question number one, we have to keep this thing in our mind that we only have limited time. Okay, we cannot afford to waste too much time in the beginning, otherwise we'll have very short time at the end. Okay, so since the beginning of the first question, we have to be very careful about the time. Number two, don't spend too much time on one particular questions. Okay, if you are able to find the answer within 1 or 2 minutes, that's good. If you're not, move on to the next one. Do not waste much time on just one question. It will never be worth it. Okay, now next one is, do not panic if you're not able to find some answers. As I told you before, if you're not able to find the answer, do not panic, just move on to the next one. Okay, don't lose your focus. You have to be calm. Okay, very important. Now next one is, different type of questions needs different strategies. As I told you, there are many types of questions in the reading section, so you need to know all the strategies that are used or that are required to solve different type of questions than in the reading. Now next one, need to do enough practice for all type of questions. Of course, there are many types of questions, so you will have to do practice for all the types of questions. You cannot just practice one or two types and just take the test. Now the last one is making reading English your new hobby. Okay, this is the most important one, that if you are not reading books, if you're not reading articles, if you're not reading any English information, then you have to start doing it and make it a habit, make it a hobby. If you can keep all these things in your mind, okay, and if you can be careful of all these things, I'm sure you will increase your band score by doing a lot and lot of practice. Okay, if you like this information, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your time.